Hello all and welcome to my channel. In today's video, we'll try to create a switch case using Python. So let's start. For that, for the very first thing is that we will create a display menu for which let's create a function. So for display menu, let me create a function called def from the function def display underscore menu. Right. So I'll try to give some design, maybe a box design for it to display my menu. So what I will do is that I will do a print underscore and I will print it 37 times. Right. After that, what I will do is I will print the menu options percentile, and then let me put my first menu item over here, that is add numbers. Right. So let me copy it because I will be using the same syntax for the rest of the three menu items. Over here I add. Now let me change it. Add numbers. Then let me see multiply numbers, and then what I can do is subtract numbers. Let me change the menu options over here, 1, 2, and then 3. Right. And then I will just print this decorator again over here. Right. And now let me call this function if underscore name underscore equals underscore main display underscore menu. So let me execute it and see how it looks like. Oops, I missed one equal to sign, so let me put one more. Right, so this is how it looks like. So pretty much good, nothing but a basic design. So this is pretty much okay. So okay, now let's what we will do is that we'll start adding functions for each of these options that are available over here. So for the very first option, one, to add numbers, I will create a function called as add underscore number, and then in that what I will do is that I will create a variable that will hold the final result. So I will add result equals to 0. I will initialize it with 0. Then what I will do is that I will take input from the console, add input equals, I will take it as a list, and then what I will do is I will do input, mention enter the values to add. Right. Then I will take this variable, and then what I will do is that I will create, because the input that I will take using the input command will be a string, so I will convert it into a list. And what I will do is that, well, for converting the list, I will split the string using using blank space. So I'm splitting. So now this add underscore input will be a list. So it is easy to work with list. So I've converted it into a list. Now next thing what I will do is that I will go through that entire list using a for command for add unders add underscore input underscore in add underscore input add underscore result plus equals convert the string to integer using int function in add underscore input underscore. So and then finally print the result. Just use a small function like sum is to the bracket and add underscore result. So I will print this. And now what I will do is that I will create the same function for all my three other options. So I'll just copy the first one and then change it a bit. So what I will do is that I will put over here multiply underscore number and then multi this global variable. I will initialize this variable multi underscore results equals to 1. Enter the value to multiply, right? Add input and then here multi underscore result. What I can do, I can change here as multi underscore input and here multi underscore input and change here as multi underscore input. Yeah, put multi underscore input. Okay. So what I'm doing over here is that I'm taking the list again as we did for addition. So I'm doing a multiplication. So here in place of a plus, what I will do is that I will give the multiplication symbol. And what it will do is that it will read one input at a time and then it will start multiplying with this. We are initializing with 1. So the first number that comes in will be multiplied with 1 and it will get stored in the in the variable multi underscore result, and the same way the next value will be read and again it will be multiplied and again store into multi underscore result, and finally what I am doing is that I am displaying the final output. Similarly, the same thing we'll do for subtraction also, but there will be a little bit of changes that I need to have to do with the subtraction function. What I will do is subtract, right? I don't need this global variable because if I minus something with a minus 1 will become, let's say I'm subtracting 2 minus 1, then it becomes 1, so I cannot use that. What I will do is that I will use, sorry, not subtract input values to subtract. Then what I do is that I change here over here before this. Uh, Before we go into the for loop for my list, what I will do is that I will initialize the result value with the first element of the list. So what I will do is that sub underscore result equals, change the string to integer, and then what I will do is that sub underscore input dot pop. What I am doing is that I am removing the first value of the list and assigning it to a variable over here, and then rest all will remain the same. What I will do is that sub input, let's go over here, sub input sub underscore input and subtract subtract. Okay, so two things I have to change which I missed, I think, and I can change it over here. Subtraction is, and over here in multiplication also, because I copied it from the main sum function, so that's the reason the output is showing sum. So I will just change it over here. Multiplication is, so yeah, this looks pretty much good enough, right? And I think this should work. Okay, we'll check that. Okay, okay. One more thing that I have to change over here is that I have to use a minus right here. So I think that looks pretty much good enough. Okay, now what I will do is that I will create a switch statement over here. Right, I'm displaying my menu. Then what I will do is that I will take input from the user input, enter your option. Right. Once we get that option, what I will do is that I will create one more variable choice, and then the input that I took, I will convert it into integer using int function, right? And inp looks good. So now I will issue a if statement. If choice is equal to 1, then I want to run add underscore number function. Else if choice is equal to 2, then I want it to run the multiply function. Okay. Else if choice is equal to 3, then I want it to run the subtract function. If in any of these numbers are not selected, what I want to display is else print print select a valid input, right? So what I'm trying to do is that if selection, if my user input is 1, then I will call this function add number. 2, I will call multiply number function. If the choice is 3, if the input number is 3, then I will go for subtract. If anything it does not match any of these, then I will just display select a valid input. So let's try to run it and see what happens. So okay, fair enough. It looks my menu is displayed. So I want to add a number, add few numbers. Let's see. Okay, I want to add 3 4 numbers. Let's say 10, 20, 30, and 40. So if you see over here, the sum is 100. So 40 plus 30 is 70, 70, 80, 90, and 100. So I'm displaying the value. Let me rerun it again. This time what I want to do is I want to multiply a few numbers. Let's say I want to multiply 10, 10, 10. So what happens? Oops. Where is the output? Multi. Okay, so I think I have mentioned name multi underscore. Okay, so I think the problem is here. I have misspelled it. So let me run it again. Hopefully this time that should fix it. 10, 10, and 10. Yeah, see, 1000. 1000 is the result that I'm getting. Okay, let me rerun it again and let me try the third option, option 3. I want to subtract 10, want to subtract 40. The first number is 40, and then I want to 10, 20, 20, 20, and then 5. Okay, So the result is 15. So 40 minus 20 is 20, 20 minus 5 is 15, right? So this is the way that I can create a switch case. Now let's see what happens if I import this module, import this script over here as a module to a different script. Let's see what happens. So let me create a new file, new Python file. I will name it as test, test switch case. Right? Okay. So what I'm doing over here is that what I will do is import my previous script that I created, import switch case as my underscore switch, right? And then what I will do is that I will call this display function over here, right? My underscore switch dot display menu, right? Let's see what happens once I run it. Will it work? So let's look into that. Yeah, great. It works over here as well. So I'm calling this as this particular script that I have created for Python as a module in my another script, right? And okay, let's create that case statement again. So what I will do is I will put input, enter your choice. Sorry, case your options, right? So it will come as a string. Let me assign it to a variable. String equals this, right? Choice is equal to int string, right? So now if let me copy the same thing over here. Let me copy this entire thing. It should be the same. So let me copy this whole thing over here and put it here, right? So over here, what I have to do is that instead of calling my add numbers directly, what I have to do is that my underscore switch dot add number, that is the method that I'm calling. Okay, the same thing over here, my underscore switch dot, this is the one for multiply, and then my underscore switch dot, this one. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is that I will run it, and let's say if it functions the same as we saw previously. So let me run it again over here. Okay, great. It shows me I want to add few numbers. Okay, let me add 10 plus 10 plus 10, so it should display 30. Fair, it's working. So let me try to run it again. I want to multiply a few numbers. Let me multiply 2, 2, and 2. So that should be 8. So I'm getting the result 8. Let me try to run it again and try to use some subtraction. Okay, let me subtract 10 from 20. So okay, so if you see over here, so over here I have created a switch case. I have created a Python script, and I have used it as a module on my another script. So this is what is possible, and I think this is also one way where we can create a switch case using Python. Hopefully, this video helps you, gives pointer to if you are trying to use any switch case statements in your script. Let's not consider it as a production one. It's kind of pointers for your actual production script. If you like the video, just hit the like button, and thank you for watching, and have a great day. Bye bye.